The content, views, and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the City of Bremerton, BCAT, their officials, or their employees.
Hey Bremerton and Kitsap, welcome to Trash Talk. My name's Reama. Every episode, we have a chat with a local expert and talk about all things waste and waste reduction. Come on a journey with me as we learn some things and find some good questions to chase down together. Feasting season, that time between October and January 1st, is coming up quick. We gather in big groups to share time and food. There's always leftovers and food that gets thrown out. So let's talk food waste. Did you know about 30 to 40% of food goes to waste? And about a quarter of waste is food? We'll dig into it with today's guest. There are many things we can do to reduce food waste. Today's guest is Erinn Hale, Program Manager at Bremerton Foodline. Erinn.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
Let's talk trash.
Okay.
So tell us about your role at Bremerton Foodline.
So yes, as you said, I'm the Program Manager. I started there as a volunteer coordinator just a little over a year ago. And now I am helping with case management services, connecting with other organizations and making sure that they have essentially office hours during our client service hours. We have the Groceries on the Go, a program we started where we are delivering to elders in their home, whether they have mobility or transportation barriers. We have so many things going on, and so essentially my role is to, as well as bring volunteers in and make sure that they feel loved and appreciated for all of the incredible work that they do. I get to kind of help just oversee and do everything so that our executive director can do all the work that she needs to do to ensure that the organization is successful.
Sure. Sounds like you have a lot of programs under your program manager hat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so in this role, do you get to learn a lot about food waste?
I do, but the knowledge and the interest kind of was piqued when I was working in Seattle. I was working with an organization that actually built raised beds. We installed edible gardens and landscaping, and which led to my pursuit of the Master Composter Soil Builder certification through what was a Seattle Tilth then, and now I believe it's Tilth Alliance. But I had the opportunity to go to events and either teach kids about worms and worm composting, or volunteer at the Woodland Park Zoo and help people understand the difference between composting and trash. And it really blows your mind when you think that you're in a super progressive community like Seattle, how many people don't understand what can be composted, what can be recycled, and what is actually trash.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is there anything you can share about that now, the difference between composting and trash?
Well, it's interesting. Composting, I mean, because we have industrial composting and the temperature can get to a certain degree, we can actually break down meat and bones and things. If you were doing your own home composting, obviously you avoid that sort of thing.
Okay.
But I think the biggest problem is that people are trying to recycle items that have food on them, and all of that is just going to end up in the landfill. And so you have to weigh, how much water am I using to wash this item versus, is it actually going to be recycled? And I think only 10% of what is sent to recycling is actually recycled.
It's for a future episode.
Totally. I know, we're here to talk about food. But as far as Bremerton Foodline, I'm extremely proud of the work that we do. We bring in food from as many sources as possible. For example, we work with an organization called Cascadia Produce, shout out Jeremy, over in Seattle, who they kind of swoop in anytime, say, a major grocery chain says, we don't want this pallet of food because the corn isn't straight enough. It's not going to sell. Mm-hmm. They'll swoop in and they'll rescue the pallet, and they'll contact their network of hunger relief organizations such as ourselves and say, hey, Do you want some corn? Do you want some cucumbers? Do you want
Wow.
some? And we're able to purchase it for pennies on the dollar. So anytime we receive financial donations, we can stretch that dollar so much further.
Sure.
But it's fantastic because then we're able to get in beautiful produce to our clients and know that if that product isn't consumed, that there are so many other options. So say the corn kind of gets to that place where just no one's picking it because it might be drying out a little bit. We might send it over to Kitsap Community Resources in their kitchen where Rachel will break it down and turn it into soup and then freeze it and either use it for Meals on Wheels or it'll come back to us in containers that are frozen. So
Wow.
we really try to extend the life of our food. Then we're also hoping to work with Olympic College in their culinary department on a similar program. So I'm looking at you, Olympic College. No pressure. But then if the food is beyond human consumption, it will go to, we work with local farmers and it goes to their pigs. So we really try to keep everything within the system so none of our food ends up in the landfill.
That's incredible.
It is, yeah, it makes me so proud. And on top of that, we might bring in a lot of food from, say, Costco, because sometimes they send over large bulk items of kind of meal packages. It's not something that we can necessarily give out to our clients, but we can contact Life Point Church. We know that they have a meal program on Wednesdays. Hey, would you like this item? Would you like all this brownie mix, whatever? They'll say, heck yes. Mm-hmm. They'll come and get it. They'll make every single Wednesday, no matter what, they have a meal program and they make about 250 meals.
Wow.
If 250 meals aren't given out, that means they have extra food. Mm-hmm. The next day, they call New Day Ministry and say, hey, we made this recipe, we have this product, can you use it in your meal program, which is every Thursday? So it's really created this beautiful synergistic kind of relationship. We also, our service hours are 10 to 1:30, Monday through Thursday. On Thursdays, if we notice that there's produce that maybe won't last the weekend, but it's still viable, we'll take it over to People's Exchange where they have the free produce table. So we know that by working with other organizations, we are taking care of all of our people, of all of our community, and working together, collaborating is actually the number one cure to food waste reduction, just breaking down those silos and just sharing what we have.
Yes.
Sharing the abundance.
Yes, I love hearing that the food comes into your space and then you really make sure that it's all consumed in some way. I think that's fantastic.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's a lot, but I commend that so much. I'm really blown away. I didn't realize, so I'm really blown away by that. That's cool.
Thanks. Yeah. And it's been really fun working with the Kitsap Conservation District. Shout out Diane Fish. She is a hero in this community. She brought in the local farm to pantry program where with this grant, she was able to purchase food directly from local farms and bring it straight to the pantry. So last year in about August, September, the produce was better than anything that you could find at Safeway. It was just stunning, beautiful food. And if you think about the supplement industry, the multi-billion-dollar supplement industry, the reason that is so viable is because there aren't enough vitamins and minerals in the food that we eat because it's coming from so far away. The moment you tear off a piece of lettuce, you harvest something, it begins to lose nutritional value. So you want all of those nutrients to go to especially our low-income community where they have a higher incidence of diabetes and heart issues. So the more that we can take care of our community's health,
Sure.
the less likely they'll end up in hospitals or with doctor's appointments, which will prevent work, which will prevent, care for children. I mean, there's so many compounding problems that we see every day. And so it really starts with the nutritional value of food.
Yep. And how many pounds of food do you think that how do you measure it? Monthly, weekly?
That's a great question, and forgive me for not having all this.
Sorry.
I wish I had Brandy in my pocket. She's our operations manager.
It wasn't on my list of questions, but now that you say that, I'm so curious.
Yeah, I mean, we weigh everything that comes through and everything that goes out, and I mean, I can just say that each day, each week we see about 400 to 500 families.
Wow.
And it's going up every single week.
Of course it is.
And I would say on average, and it obviously depends upon the size of the family, and we really try to combat, with food insecurity comes food hoarding sometimes. And so we have certain limits in place to help kind of protect folks and help ensure that we can also ensure that as much food goes to as many people as possible.
Right, it's a balance.
Yeah, but I would say that we see anywhere between 15 pounds and 50 pounds that go out to each family, just depending upon the size of the family. But
I love to measure things, and the few times I went to the food bank, I always totaled up how much I was leaving with, and it was around 50 to 60 pounds every time for my family of 3. And that helps so much. That helps, especially as grocery prices are increasing.
Oh, I know.
And we can't afford food that is nutritious, like you were talking about.
Right.
The food bank really is a stopgap.
Oh, completely. And it is interesting thinking about the quality of the food. And, you know, I know some folks, I might be related to them. They live in Chimacum next to all of these incredible farms. Everything is grown organically. It's right there. And they will drive all the way to Costco to purchase items. And I understand they have a fixed income and they're trying to save money. But at the same time, what supplements are they taking to also kind of fill in the gaps, the nutritional gaps? And so we need to think a little differently. Yes, good food costs a little bit more. So it's how do we prioritize that over fast food? How do we prioritize whole foods over anything that's just a quick fix, right? The quick fix might be cheaper, but it's all about food budgeting. And I'm really sad that SNAP-Ed is no longer, because they were helping with that education. So
what were they providing?
SNAP-Ed was providing kind of the guidance and education behind the benefits that folks like EBT and the benefits that individuals receive to help with their food costs.
Okay.
So they provided budgeting and recipes and health education. And it's sad that they're no longer. They did so many more things. I'm kind of just thinking about how they supported our organization.
Sure. I've seen some recipe handouts at the food bank where it will say, like, these are common things that you'll find at the food bank, and these are the recipes that are easy to make.
That they came from SNAP-Ed.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I don't enjoy cooking, and so having some handy, nutritious ideas and not have to think about it, that's really helpful.
Right.
Especially when it's catered to the things that you often have at the food bank.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's some staples there. You can count on some things being there every time.
Definitely. Yeah. And in working, hopefully, with the Olympic College, we'd love to bring the culinary students over to do cooking demonstrations.
Yeah.
Because we very well have the space to be able to perform something like that.
Yeah.
And to just to inspire individuals that, hey, it doesn't have to take hours and hours. It can be something quick. You can create a nutritious meal, and a lot of it that can last multiple days if you just kind of commit to that education or that time. So
and helping the students reduce their food waste and train the next coming cooks out there, chefs.
Exactly.
Because that's a part of it. You have to hit both sides. I'm
all
about tackling it all around. So that's a factor for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So can you talk about how the food bank supports the network? Because you talked about how you get the food and a few ways that you distribute it. But I know that Foodline does a lot for Kitsap and North Mason.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that we actually are the central hub, the redistribution hub for all of Kitsap County and North Mason.
Okay.
So because we have 3 garage bays, we can receive truckloads of food. And we are part of the Kitsap Food Bank Coalition. And that would be, South Kitsap, St. Vincent de Paul, Salvation Army, CK Food Bank, et cetera, ShareNet, Helpline. I don't want to leave anyone out.
Well, it's a big network, it sounds like.
It is. It's a large network, and the leaders get together and kind of talk about their needs and goals.
That's great.
Once a month. But we not only kind of repalletize items that come through, we let them know kind of what's available and then repack it. It goes out to them. Either we drive it or they pick it up. And then from there, there's so many meal programs and organizations like YWCA and Hallowed Grounds and Benedict House and homes and organizations throughout the community that we work with. We work directly with Pendleton House and ensure that they have the senior commodity program delivered once a month. And
wow,
it's extensive. I actually have a graphic on my my wall that inspires me every day that shows all that we do, all the food sources that are coming in and all the food sources that are going out. And I know that we're talking about human food, but we also work with Kitsap Humane Society. Mm-hmm. And through the Greater Good Network, we have a grant where we bring in a lot of dog and cat food. And then we reportion it out for our clients. We send it over to our partners. And then the Kitsap Humane Society has a pet pantry program where folks can apply for a month's worth of food, pet food.
Okay.
So we're taking care of everybody.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Especially when people get so connected to their pets, it really is a support, and you want to make sure that everyone in your family is fed and fed well.
We know that our pets are a huge, huge part of our mental health stability, and so we just want to make sure that we're taking care of our creatures as well.
Yeah, I love that.
But going back to kind of the organizations that are kind of brought together, there is a concept called the Nourishing Network that was started on the east side, and Corey, our executive director, kind of brought it over. She was the ED for the Issaquah Food Bank for 11 years.
Okay.
And so she brought the concept here when she didn't really know a lot of the organizations. She wanted to get to know the churches. And so she just put a call out and said, hey, let's start our own Bremerton Nourishing Network. And let's meet once a month. We actually meet on the second Tuesday from 3 to 4:30, and the location changes. But it has really been amazing. It's the whole concept. And we really stick to the 3 to 4:30. We don't go over.
Yeah.
We share who we are, or talk about our organization, and then what our needs are, with the idea that someone across the table will have a light bulb moment and we'll say, I have that resource, I have that connection. Then we go around the table and we share our commitment to that other organization, and people follow through. And that's how LifePoint Church and New Day Ministry now share food. That's how Backpack Brigade and Bremerton Foodline got to know each other, and all the organizations. I mean, it is really inspiring. And now we have a beautiful relationship with Kitsap County Aging and Long-Term Care, so that through our Groceries on the Go program, we see additional issues or problems that elders might be facing. And so now we're able to connect them to so many more resources. So
that's incredible.
We are arms open wide. We want to work with every organization so that we can understand not only the resources that exist in the community, but just how can we all support the community. It's really, they're all the same people that come to each of these organizations, and the more we work together, the better, honestly.
Absolutely. I always say when we work together, we can really do amazing things.
Oh, completely. Yeah. I know. And there was a study that was conducted in 2023. It was a capstone project through UW, and the number one barrier that it stated was siloing. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So the number one barrier to food access and ensuring that food was getting to all the right places and reducing, the number one barrier to food waste reduction was the siloing.
Wow.
So,
well, you're well on your way to
I hope so. Yeah.
helping that. That's awesome. I love connecting, and everything we need is inside of us. Like we have all the resources, all the knowledge. We just need to collaborate more. It sounds like that's what you're doing.
Oh yeah, and it's really embracing the abundance mindset because, it's hard. There are so many nonprofits, and we are all, it feels like, competing for the same dollars.
Sure.
But if you realize that the resource that you need, that you would normally pay money for, someone might have, those are less dollars that you need to raise.
Right.
And you won't know that until you open your arms as well and work with other organizations.
Right. So who can use the food bank? Who's it for, and why should they visit the food bank?
Anyone, everyone. We do not ask for income requirements. We believe that if you have the courage to walk through that threshold, that you have need. Because, unfortunately, we have it bred into us that there's a lot of shame that comes with not only food insecurity and all the things that are going on, but just having to need this space.
Sure.
So we just want to eliminate that barrier, and we welcome it, everyone.
And why should they? If you need food, but also maybe if you want to reduce food waste, you could use the food bank. Like, are there other reasons?
I mean, as far as if you're talking about donations.
No, I mean people that are consuming the food.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, those are the big two.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I mean, you can feel good knowing that you're coming to this organization, whether you're donating food money or you're a client, you can feel good knowing that we are trying to ensure that food is going to as many people as possible, and that is staying out of the landfill.
So that takes us into my next question about how can people support Bremerton Foodline and the work that you're doing to reduce food waste?
Oh, there's so many ways. So it's really been fun working with organizers who kind of go into folks' homes and clean out their pantries, and there have been some really nice donations from that. Whether people having a party, a gathering, and they don't end up using all the food, that comes our way. The financial donations, we're able to stretch the dollars so much further.
Yeah, it sounds like me bringing in groceries that I bought versus giving you the money that I would have spent.
Right.
You can buy so much more.
Oh, yeah, so much more. But we love volunteers as well. And I have to say that now more than ever, volunteers are really kind of realizing the therapeutic effects of connecting with one another. We have a loneliness epidemic, so it's really fun to get recent retirees in. Let's find your new purpose.
Right.
Let's ensure that you have family and friends here at the food bank. We bring in drug court volunteers and all sorts of folks that really need to kind of satisfy hours or whatnot. It's been beautiful getting to know so many different types of people.
Sure.
But volunteering is a great way to help us, and we have a turkey trot coming up.
Okay.
So it's our second annual. Last year we didn't think that it was going to be the big hit that it was.
Okay.
But
I saw the pictures.
900 people signed up for it.
That's incredible.
It was incredible. So we're hoping that this year's is even bigger, and we're
What's
really excited.
What's the route? Can you tell us?
Oh, yeah. Thanks to Josh Farley, and I don't know if he created it, but he definitely promoted the bridge-to-bridge route. So we started Evergreen Park, and we run across the Warren Avenue Bridge, and then into Minette along Lebo, then Minette Bridge, and then back to Evergreen Park.
Great.
Yeah, so it's very doable.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun route.
It's like a 5K.
It's very Bremerton.
It's very Bremerton, and it is such a beautiful way to kind of start a day of gratitude. So it's not just about, this beautiful meal on your table, or if you're fortunate enough to be surrounded by, family and friends, but it's about just remembering that there is an entire faction of our community that don't have those privileges, that don't have what they need, and that it's really important to kind of remain grounded in what we're about and who we are as individuals and community.
Absolutely.
So,
well, thank you for this great conversation, Erinn.
Thank
I
you,
really
Reama.
enjoyed having you on the show.
Thank you. I'm a hugger.
Yeah, let's go. There's always so much to discuss when we're talking trash. Right now, there's a big push to reduce food waste for many reasons. Today, we learned about how the food bank is a crucial piece of that puzzle, supporting a network of food banks throughout Kitsap and North Mason counties. Check out the events page on their website for upcoming events like the Turkey Trot. It's a fun way to support their important work for the community and for reducing waste. Be sure you follow BCAT for updates on this and other great shows about your community. We'll see you next time.